Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at Iden Colossus. So Iden Double Blue was a deck that I had a lot of experience in set 1 to 3. Kind of struggled initially into set 4, but I think I've come up with a list that should win some games, win more than what we lose. Looking at the list here, you can see that we've got a couple of top targets, some draw and deck filtering with Pershing and Inferno 4. The classic cards in this type of deck in terms of Entrenched, Power, Merciless. Charlton's sort of our big bookend in terms of the Sentinel. We've got lots of Smuggle, Lompike, and Sugi. Those are for the Quinnland matchup. And any matchup that's against like Red, Blue, Heroic that's going to try and discard our hand, we can always pull out extra cards from those from Smuggle. It also compensates for things like Colossus, where we draw one card less. Playing out one Smuggle in your first 3 or 4 turns catches you back up. More classic removal, Fell, Takedown, Vigilance. We've got the No Glory Only Results, which is a new card from Jump to Lightspeed. It solves the problems that we've had with death rattles or when defeated effects. So things like K2SO, even Obi-Wan Kenobi, being able to pull them to our side and trigger them when defeated. It's kind of anti-synergistic with things like top targets, so you have to be careful. And it will no longer trigger the Iden heal as well. So then we've got 3 Snokes and 3 Avengers and Super Laser Blast. So our win condition for this deck is play big units, the Avengers and the Snoke, or we can go down the Vigilance path. We're not pre-boarded into the main board to beat another hard control deck that goes down the Vigilance mill path. We've got those 2 Restocks and 2 Bazines in the side. In previous incarnations, in set 1 to 3, I did have those in the main deck. Alright, let's jump into some games and see how we go. I'd prefer to play a best of 3 so that we can test out the sideboard here. This deck is still a viable option for me going into tournament season, so I want to see how it performs and make any live changes that need to happen to it. Okay, so we've got Han Red, which is going to be an extremely fast deck, and it's going to have potentially some amount of discard. So this should be a fun matchup for us to see if this deck has any legs here. It's a public holiday here in Australia, so I'm streaming at a different time, which is good. It means I'll be able to stream a little bit more and test out some more different decks and that. So there's about 8 days until my next big tournament down in Canberra for the Onyx tournament here in Australia. So any extra practice. So we're not really getting any matches there. Let's try a Quinnland in the main. Well, we can try a Rex. I don't know how that would go. Main board. This is the one where we kind of need equalize in as well. So let's leave it out for now. We basically have to stop the Unity of Purpose into this deck. Okay. All right, so we do have some removal, and we can put the Lompike away. We've also got the top target. All right, let's see how this goes. We've just got to keep his units down to a minimum. So we'll resource. We only draw 5 cards thanks to the Colossus, so we're going to resource the Lompike, and then our next decision is what we do after that. Because we're going to play Merciless second turn, then potentially Power and put a top target. So let's get rid of the No Glory. Alright, let's see what he plays out. For him, he's going to try and go wide as possible. That's why those equalizers would have been so good, but they were in the main deck in set 3 for this deck, but now that I'm on to set 4, they're out of the main deck and into the side. Because you don't see things like Phantom Ties that much anymore. So let's just pass. and make him think about where he's going to put a potential unit. All right, we'll just claim here. Okay, so we're just Merciless. We like to use Merciless first because it'll target both our sides and because we have no units out. Do you need someone to play test with? Yes, I do need someone to play test. All right, let's get rid of an entrenched. If you're up for any games, Ryan, just drop the link in the chat and the invite, and we can play test. Otherwise, I'll just pick randoms and that on the site here. So still undecided about what I will play in the tournaments. It's up between Ray Tarkentown, Yoda, Yoda Data Vault. So Yoda Data Vault, where either it's the Endless Legion one or it's the more value one, which is like the 3 home ones in that. So he's going to go 3 battle droid. I would go wide as possible if I was him. Waiting. Okay, he didn't, so we'll just claim. I would have been tempted against my deck to go wide. 3/1/1s. All right, so we now have an Inferno 4 and an Entrenched. We're pretty much we know we're gonna play power. We have got a top target, which is okay, but not great. I think we get rid of the Inferno. If he plays anything in space, we just entrench it. Power of the Dark Side. Take one of these clone troopers out. Again, we're just trying to slow the momentum down. We're trying to get Iden out, so still 2 turns away from getting our leader. All right. It's taking a while. Trying to decide which clone trooper to pick. Yeah, so those are the 3 decks that I'm looking at. I think Ray Tarkentown has fallen off a little bit. I don't know if I'll be playing that, even though that's the deck that I played when I won the tournament there last time. All right, let's heal. What has he got? We know Captain Rex comes out next turn, and it's really where we get hit with everything all at once. This is where I miss potentially the Bazine that I used to have in this deck. It's now in the side. Being able to pull that out and snipe the card. All right, so he's going to play Blue Leader. I think from here we can actually, we might as well top target it. It's a unique unit. I don't know if our opponent is slow or like the site is slow at the moment, but yeah, it's a very slow game at the moment. All right, let's put a top target on the Blue Leader. All right, let's claim. Could be in a bit of trouble this set. Be nice to draw a, well, not that. Be not, would have been nice to have drawn a Childson there. What do we have in our side? We do have a Long Pike. Yeah, okay, we get rid of the Inferno. This Rex, how many deploys and gets another 2. So we are in a bit of trouble here. That's a bit of a problem with our No Glory. Is that, yeah, we can't hit the Blue Leader because we won't get the top target. So we play a Long Pike. I think we have to. We just have to hope that he really doesn't have unity for this next turn. This is where that equalize. The turn he played the 2 clone troopers, like it just trades 1 for 1 to take two of them out. That's why I like to play some best of 3 on here. This is just a best of 1 though, because you have to be comfortable with losing the first game in certain areas. Yeah, that was a mistake for us to play the long pike, given that Ayla came out. So now we're going to have to hit Ayla. Yeah, we should have went the other way and just hit the clone trooper. Now look at all those units. Okay, well, we're going to have to pray that he does not have unity of purpose here. Because if he does, then that's game over. Alright, let's just get rid of Pershing. Alright, we'll hit Ayla. He's 12 cards through his deck. 3 to hit there. 3 unity of purpose. Yeah, so you hit it. That's it. It's just how the games go sometimes. Let's see if we can get a rematch so that we can bring in our sideboard. See if we can test it post sideboard. No, of course not. All right, well, we start off with 0-1. Not really the matchup that we're after. All right, let's try Anakin. All right, let's go back in. I was trying to go back into that one. All right, what about Vader? Still test this deck to see where it fits into the current meta. I think we can mulligan this one. Like we're not going to be pressured as much by Vader early on. The power of the dark side is no good if he draws a super laser tech. Okay, so we resource the Sugi and the Snoke, and then we just claim first turn. All right, Sugi and the Snoke goes. All right, we'll just claim. We've got plenty of removal. Hopefully we hit a removal in this draw. We do not. All right, let's just take the takedown out. We will have a big child son at least. All right, let's just pass, make him think about what the next move is. All right, now we just claim. Okay, he's going to resupply. So now his lead is going to come out the same turn as ours. Perilous. Let's get rid of that one. So he's going to be hitting on to turn to resource 5. Let's see what he has. We'll play a Childson out. This deck also has I Am Your Father, which is really good against those kind of mid-range style decks. Alright, let's just claim here. Alright. Okay, let's get rid of a Super Laser Blast. We'll run into his Stormtrooper so that he cannot hit his Technician. Take a little bit of damage, but, you know, if he plays something here, hopefully we can hit it with the takedown. Okay, let's just heal. Most likely going to hit the Technician, bring out Vader, and then we can just Rivals Fall it next turn. Yep, we just claim. You spent a lot of cards trying to get to that level. I think we need Pershing here. So let's Rivals Fall. So I'm interested to know what kind of decks you would like me to play on stream. At the moment, I'm just cycling through different decks that are... I don't really play the top meta decks, so you won't see me playing Sabine. You won't see me playing Quinnland or anything like that. I think we just claim here, right? Hopefully we get like a Power or a Merciless. If not, then we can test him with the I Am Your Father. Yeah, I'm not really going to play the top meta decks at all. I just like to play like tier 2 and below. Alright, we did draw a Merciless. So things like that Trench deck, things like the Yoda. So we've done Yoda Green. I would like to go and revisit Yoda Red as well. I played a bit of Yoda Red last set, and with the Thermal Oscillator being 5 cards less, you can restrict down the number of cards so that you got a higher chance of hitting that You're My Only Hope and getting that sort of big bounce. And it's also got a lot of hand hate in there as well. All right, so let's I'm Your Father to Vader. All right, he's going to take the damage. So if he didn't take the damage, I would have just claimed next and then Super Laser Blast. But now he took the damage. I can heal, bring Iden out, and begin to... He's only got 1 unit, so the blast is not that attractive. Okay, so we've got Fell the Dragon or Vigilance that we're going to get rid of. I'm suspecting he's going to have something big here, so let's say the Vigilance. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's take out the Palpatine. He'll hit in with the Trooper. He won't be able to use Vader's ability because it'll hit his own unit. And we can play an Avenger or a Snoke out here. So let's play a Snoke. I think. They both do the same job. Okay, let's play the Avenger. I think he might have a harder time. If we had played Snoke, he could have just Palpatined in for 6 damage on Snoke. Okay, so he's playing red-green, so we can expect potentially a Devastator over the top. If he does play a Devastator, then we just play an Avenger next turn. Okay, he did not, so let's claim. All right. Don't think we need to resource anything. All right, we'll just hit his base for 8 and clean up the Raider. We'll take another 2 damage. It'll leave the Avenger with 1 health, so he will be able to hit it if he plays a villainy card, which he does. If he brings out 3 units here, we'll just Super Laser Blast. Or if they're very low health, we can play a Snoke. Okay, well maybe we'll just play a... what do we got in a resource row? Sugi. That would cost 6. Alright, let's just play a Snoke then. I expect him to have Super Laser Blast. Alright, let's claim. Not Super Laser Blast, Overwhelming Barrage on Vader. Alright, let's just keep that hand for now. Alright, let's hit in for 8. He'll lose the Shore Trooper, and then I expect him to Overwhelming Barrage, kill the Avenger. Nope. Okay. Right, so we've got a few options. We can play the Avenger here. We can play a power and hit in. I'm just going to kill the Vader. Just wait and see what he does here. Right, let's heal. Yes, he's claimed. Let's just kill the Ruthless Raider. We'll lose the Snoke, but I think we're okay with that. All right, that's well, he did not. So maybe he has a. Right, we can get rid of a Merciless now. We've got 2 powers. What has he got to clear here? A Palpatine's only going to clear the Avenger. All right, so he's got them all. All right, let's hit in for 8 and just put the pressure on again. All right, let's just fill out the board a bit. Let's play a tech, and then let's play our Charleston. We're going to hide the Super Laser Blast from him, and then just heal. All right, pass. All right, well, okay, well, he dies anyway from that. All right, so 1-1. We got 1 back. We've lost to the Rex. And we beat a Vader green. Oh, here we go. Anakin Blue, best of 3. That's what we're after. Be able to test our sideboard. Now, what have we got here? We've got 2 Sugis, which is okay, a perilous position, and an entrenched. Too bad. We're not losing any cards because we're going to put Sugi in. We're not really going to kill his first turn play though, but we will be able to stop it. All right. Let's see how we go with this. Not many people run Sugi, but I think it's a good card. Okay, so he's got some card draw now. Let's claim. Let's try and get removal for it. Otherwise, we will have to. All right, let's shut off the long pike. We don't really want him drawing here. The options are we can play the entrenched on it, which will basically just block up the ground, which is not great. Do we want him drawing many cards? All right, let's just perilous it for now. We'll get a vigilance or something next turn. Working, there we go. And he's hit a Yoda. I like it when they play the Yodas because we've got the no glory. That really helps out there. Right, I am going to get rid of an Avenger. And here I think I should have just entrenched the 3PO to start with. All right, let's just pass. We may just claim here and just let him draw cards with 3PO. These guys will run, I did the live stream yesterday, they will have, so you would have guessed 15 cards out of their 50 are 3 costs. So it's kind of a no-brainer. They just go 3 each time. And they've probably got like a 30-40% chance of drawing. All right, so we know glory here. Sure, can take an entrenched. We know glory the Yoda. We've got another power. And we've got a perilous. This 3PO is going to take so many cards from us. All right, I'm inclined to keep the perilous. We're just trying to tie him up till our Super Laser Blast. We want to just get rid of Anakin. Alright, we'll just... Oh, we can't heal. This is the thing, once you take it on your side, it doesn't actually heal. Alright, let's just claim. So he would have guessed 3 again, but it was not a 3. Alright, it's filling out the board. Okay, we've now got our Perilous. Alright, let's just play it on the Village Protectors. We're going to play Iden out with an Entrenched anyway. He may have a Rival's Fall. We're okay with that. I think we just kill 3PO here. He didn't draw again with 3PO. Called 3. So they kind of need R2 a little bit. Let's entrench Iden. Alright, you can have a Merciless. I'll knock the shield off. See what else has he got. Another Force Throw. That's not good. So double Force Throw. Triple Force Throw in the first 16 cards. Not good. Hopefully he doesn't have a Pillage. Now we can call Super Laser Blast with the Regional Governor. So yeah, not a good start for us in this one. Maybe we should have mulliganed that first hand to get the better cards at the start. So he's going to call Super Laser Blast. I think we get rid of Snoke here because we're going to Long Pike and then play Inferno. He's got no more Force Throws. See what else he's got left. Steal a Guerrera. We're okay with that, I think. I think we just play the Inferno. We will really want to... Alright, let's take the Rival's Fall and get rid of the other. Yeah, that's not good either. Claim. That Regional Governor is really messing us up there, so... Alright, we're gonna have to take out the Regional Governor, unfortunately. He's got 5, 9, 13 on board. Probably should have attacked with the X-Wing there. Alright, let's heal. And then just claim. Right, we're down to 3 health remaining. Alright, let's blast. He plays a dragon. Crate dragon, then that's pretty much game. Yeah. Alright, next game. We just sort of hit our top end now. Only just, like, we've got the Avenger out, but it's a bit late now. A bit late on that one. We just, those 3 Force Throws really wrecked us. Alright, what in the sideboard can help? I think we're going to take our extra Smuggle. Maybe a Bazine. What do we take out? We'll take out maybe a Snoke. I don't think we need that. Snoke, what else? The Infernos are good for setting up. Maybe a top target. Alright. We just drew too many cards at the start, unfortunately. Let's make that a 1, 2. Alright, do you want a mulligan? No, we've actually got a start this time. So I think we get rid of the blast and we get rid of the merciless. We'll keep the no glory. All right, we'll play the Pershing out. Hopefully he doesn't play a two power one. So he's got the C3PO again. All right, let's claim. We'll keep the takedown. Draw a card here. The vigilance. All right, now we'll play the Inferno 4 down. All right, top for the Child Son. We don't need the Merciless. He may claim here just so he can finish Child Son off. Okay. All right, let's put Sugi on the bottom, Child Son on the top. We'll draw a card here. Got vigilance, got takedown, got entrenched. Yeah. So we can go straight into the Child Son. Let's get rid of the takedown. Let's go straight in, kind of prevent him. Hopefully he doesn't have a takedown. Prevent him from the 3PO. But I cannot love this channel, but I cannot support this deck. There always has to be balance. The balance here. So for every Sabine player, there has to be a opposite. Okay, we draw a card. We'll use a health from Child Son. Okay, so he's going to draw a card definitely here with R2. We can claim. We will be able to finally finish off that C3PO that drew many cards. All right. It's not a game that we need. Potentially need Snoke, I don't think. All right. Use base for 5 here. We could no glory Yoda here. Stop him getting a force throw out on us. All right, I think we just claim because we're going to be able to play Iden out and we potentially draw a card with Pershing, tapping into Iden. The other option is we could play like a Long Pike or something like that. Okay, let's just give him a takedown. So that's 1 force throw, 2 force throws again. Wow. Let's give him a super laser blast then. All right, we'll resource the Long Pike. And bring out Iden. I know, just jokes, yeah. Yeah, we need to balance things out here. All right, we taking another card. I think it's worth it. So pillage. We're going to get pillaged here. All right, let's give him the Merciless and give him the Rivals Fall, I think. All right, let's put Entrenched on Iden. We're just like one resource array from tapping into like our, like, because I wanted to play the entrenched, tapping into like Lompike and Sugi. So Lompike's a 5 at Smuggle and Sugi's a 6. Okay, just going to claim. So we just pass here. So we'll play out get rid of the takedown. We'll play out a Sugi here, I think, or a Lompike. Maybe a Lompike because we can get the shield going. I guess the question is, does he have another force throw? We want to just keep drawing cards with Pershing if we can. All right, let's play the Inferno. The bottom and then top for the Avenger. Sure. Okay, let's get rid of the rivals. All right, let's hit in. Get rid of this X-Wing. I'm Your Father's Good. And Perilous we'll get rid of. We've got the No Glory for the Yoda. And we're kind of holding him hostage here. Let's No Glory the Yoda. See what we get. And then what we do is we hit into base. We put a shield on Luke and a shield on Iden. That will at least protect Iden from Anakin. And then we play I'm Your Father on Anakin. It's a real tough decision for him because it's like, do I give him 3 cards or do I lose my leader here? Okay, he's claimed initiative. Oh, hang on. It has entrenched, so we do not want to run it in, so we just push pass. Okay, what have we got? Let's just get rid of the Inferno. Let's see where Luke's going to run into. Okay, so we have now hit a Crate Dragon. So again, let's hit base and put a shield on Iden. Put another shield on Luke. We can then finish Anakin off. Play a Fell the Dragon. There, and then we can then play a Charlton out. All right. We have like lost so many cards. Okay. I think we just play an Avenger here. We lost so many cards. Like we've been hit by 2 force throws and 2 pillages. And we're still being able to maintain a healthy hand there. So bringing in those extra smuggle units is why it exists in the sideboard. All right, what did we take out last time? I think we took a Snoke out and we took a Snoke and a top target. All right, so this is where, yeah, you're in a tournament, best of 3. We only made our deck marginally better on that one, but that first game just kind of got blown out, like 3 force throws in a row. was a bit too much. All right, so the Pershing's very good. The I Am Your Father's very good as well. So we won't mulligan. We'll put the two Sugis away. If he plays C3PO both times, did not get it this time. All right, pass. We have got the entrench for Pershing as well. Let's get rid of the Avenger. We've seen plenty of times where he's played like village protectors. All right, let's draw. The more cards we can get off Pershing, the better. Okay. I think we just claim here, right? We're not worried about that arc. Let's just claim, and we're not going to spend a card that he's potentially going to get rid of. All right, let's get rid of Snoke. All right, let's put our 5/5 Pershing out. And next turn we can do a long pike. All right, let's claim. We're just trying to build a bigger hand up against this guy. All right, so we here. I think we can get rid of the Perilous. All right, play not a long pike. All right, let's just Merciless. So we had a long pike, but it was a Sugi in there. All right, let's claim. Really Inferno this time. And then let's just take a card again. All right, now we'll come out. And what do we got? Maybe a Obi-Wan. No, we'll just claim. Yeah. All right, let's get some more cards off him with I'm Your Father. And then we can just entrench. Or if he plays a governor, we'll have to handle that. All right, let's just entrench Anakin. All right, let's just claim and we'll blast here. Yep. Put tech away. We'll blast. Then follow up with an Avenger next turn. Potentially. Let's heal. We've got 4 resources left. Yep. All right, let's claim. I think at this stage we can just play a Snoke. Try and get him to use whatever top end removal that he's got. Could be a Luke now. Yep. And then next turn we can just blast again. Bring in the big guns to Onyx. Yeah. Yeah, I need a lot of practice, especially against dribbler decks like Sabine. I don't think we need Inferno anymore. All right, let's blast. You'll get another removal card. Played a lot of units in that out, so let's see. All right, now we can just claim. So our options, how to get rid of it is just, we get rid of Pershing here. Just Avenger. I think we just take the damage. Interesting to see how many like crate dragons, if he had any in his sideboard, whether he brought them in. Name Avenger. All right, we'll put Pershing. Alright, we're getting pillaged. What do we want to lose? I think we just lose a perilous and a takedown. Alright, we'll claim. Okay, I think we just pass here. Don't have to resource anything. We do just play a Charlton out and we hide the Avenger. Let's see what he's got. We've still got Tech, Long Pike, Sugis, plenty to choose from in our row. Okay, let's just draw a card here. We do have a Fell. Just heal and pass. All right, No Glory is really good for Yodas and for Obi-Wans. Okay, let's just take down this Governor. So this is a best of 3 against Anakin. We lost our first match. And we are now on the third match. It's 1-1. Okay, do we just play a Long Pike here for 5? I think so. What do we draw? Let's draw. See what we get. Okay, we can just play a Long Pike out here now. All right, let's just claim. Get rid of Inferno. Stop his draw. Let's put that on Pershing. Stop him Tech just getting a free kill on it. All right, this is what we've saved the No Glory for. Let's put it down on... He's probably got like a Fell or something. Let's put it down on Pershing. With the shield going out with Long Pike means we can play a Sugi and we'll get a Sentinel. Maybe Yoda, Ray, or Iden for Onyx. Or even Trench. Okay, so we can potentially Sugi out here, or we can... hang on. Let me do that. We can... Let's just Vigilance. We'll get rid of that and mill. Defeat and discard. Woohoo, there we go. We've lost... He's lost a Crate Dragon and a Luke on that mill. Any cards he plays out with Tech gets him one step closer to it. We've also got the Power of the Dark Side here as well. And then the top target. Alright, I think we just power here. We heal. Let's draw a card from Long Pike. And pass. Alright, we're in decent position. We've got a lot of damage on our base, but I think we're in an okay spot. We've got 10 cards, he's got 6. Okay, now we just power the dark side that. And he's going to open fire. I think we just heal and mill here. So all we did between this game 1 and the 2 and 3 was just bring in that extra smuggle package. Heal. I think we just bring in long pike on the board. And we'll just attack his base. There's no reason for us to draw, I don't think. Yep, that's it. All right. Knocked over Anakin, 2-1. Lost the first, won the next 2. All right, what do we got? A Han thermal oscillator. So this will be super fast. And potential discard and that as well. And potentially we're going to take a lot of damage from the space arena. So let's mulligan that. That is not a good hand. We had no start at all. All right, Sugi's got to go. Vigilance is okay. Childson is not great in a situation where you don't have many cards. All right, let's get rid of Childson. We're going to claim soon as... Let's see what he does. Let's just watch it. So you go space, like you pass. Okay, now we just claim. And we'll just power that. Super Laser Blast or Inferno 4. It's a while before Super Laser Blast. I think we can get rid of it. I think we're going to go like Power, then Vigilance, then I'm Your Father and Inferno. Alright, we'll claim. We can get rid of Snoke. So we're going to draw some cards here for sure. He's probably not going to let us kill that red 5. I'm Your Father. So it's deal 7. If they allow you to do it, then you don't draw any cards. But if they don't want the damage, you'll get 3 cards. So now we have a very big Childson going into next turn. We're going to play at 5. I play Coon. All right. Okay, so I think we just go Merciless, and then we block the ground arena up. Our other option would be Childson, but then he can just play Han out and trade with Plo Koon, so I don't think that's very good. So Merciless. What's he going to take? Is the red 5. All right, let's heal. Okay. So he's going to bring Han out. So our choices are, do we wait and put the entrenched on Han? But then he's not really going to play anything either. Or we just put on Plo Koon, which we know is going to hit us for 6. All right, let's just entrench Plo Koon. We'll try and buy our time through to... Okay. Got Han. Yeah, we've got an entrench for Han, and we've got a takedown for the Falcon. So let's entrench Han. We're just going to block everything up until that Super Laser Blast. Alright, so he's got bigs on it now, which takes it out of range of takedown, but we can Perilous. Alright, let's just claim. Alright, so I like the let's get rid of Snoke. I like the takedown and then Inferno to try and filter our deck, because we are trying to get through to that Super Laser Blast, and especially we have discarded one. He's staying at 5 resources, which is very low to the ground. Okay, let's play an Inferno. Well, we'll just take both of those. Like, yeah, that's fine. We'll no glory that next turn. All right, get rid of a takedown. Right, we're taking care of the Falcon. We don't get to trigger our Iden heal because we took control of the unit first. I just said that and I clicked on it. Let's just hit his base for 2. All right, claim. We can hit Cassian with the takedown next. Let's get rid of the Childson here. Like we are really trying to get through to our our super laser blast here. Which we have 1 in the row. Okay, so his name Vigilance. Can we just hit him for 2? Repio. All right, I think we get rid of. All right, top, bottom, top, and then top. So now we've hit our super laser blast. Don't think there was anything that healed. Oh, there was 1. Okay. All right, we can pass, and now we can bring out Iden. He chose a 3. All right, let's clear the board. Put the Avenger on top, and the top target can go on the bottom. I haven't really used top targets since going to 35 health, so maybe there's a chance for a reduction there. All right, let's deploy Iden out. This is the best of 3, this match as well. And this is the first match. All right, well, I have to kill that because it's got Saboteur. All right, pass. Now we do have the Avenger. He attacks with Cassian. We just hit the Avenger. He'll hit us for 3. We'll heal for 1. Okay, well, take your pick on this one. You can either pick the Blast or the Avenger. He named Avenger. All right, well, let's just click the board clear. All right, we'll just claim. Now that's annoying. I think we vigilance that one. We have got a double vigilance we can play. We can play a long pike out here, or we could play a Power of the Dark Side. Probably Power of the Dark Side sets us up for Avenger. We do have Snoke as well. We don't want to see any more of those kind of guerrilla soldiers. Yeah, it is fairly standard yellow-red deck. It's got the snow speeders. All right, let's heal. All right, we'll claim. Alright, so we're going to have to fell that one, unfortunately. We can perilous that one, and yeah, unfortunately we're just a little bit out on those. Let's get rid of the Snoke. Let's fell. Alright, well, we're going to have to defeat and heal that one. Let's heal. We've got 7 left. Haven't been able to get anything to stick this game. I've got another vigilance, which is good. I need the Pershing. Maybe we should have kept that top target before. Okay, I expect that Cassian has got some kind of blaster. Or he's got a pilot for Red 5. Heal. Those attack pods are killing us. Alright. You get that one. 3-3. So I think we played... Wait for the next game. We need those top targets. Yes. Let's see what to bring in. So we're going to bring in top target. And we need the tech. Yeah, he kept the pressure. Those 4-6 ones that popped out ready, those were pretty hectic, and because they can be piloted, seems pretty cool deck. He's playing Oscillator down to 45 cards. And I think we started all right. It's just too much pressure. All right, this seems fine. We'll put the Pershing and the Sugi away. We kind of had to chew up the ground arena for quite a while too and wait for Super Laser Blast. That cost us a lot of time. But we do have to be wary of those, what are they called? Let me look it up. Back from all the way from back set 1. I remember the Sabine decks used to use it initially. Okay, I think we can get rid of the rivals, because if he puts a pilot, we're going to be able to fell it. So we'll go I'm Your Father on that one. There's a core back, there's a red-white. Guerrilla attack pod. Alright, so I'm Your Father. On it, will we draw 3 cards? We will. And Trench is really good for a space unit. Not so much for this Falcon, because you can always just pop it back. Alright, let's draw. Alright, let's claim. Get rid of that Perilous, I think. Alright, let's draw. Alright, let's put out a Charleston this time. I'm gonna go deck build. Pray for me. See you later. Don't you just like put Piet in and then you just put like the Colossus and then just pick all ships 8 or greater? Okay, Guerrilla Soldier. Let's just do 3 to base. Okay, claim. Right, we can run into the operative here. All right, let's get rid of a fell. He didn't really have many big units. They all seem to be like 4 6s and below. So let's kill the operative here. We'll heal one. He's going to play Kira. We can just take down the Kira if he lets us. Otherwise, we can maybe entrench the Charlton. So he said take down, so that's fine. Let's take down, put a top target out on Kira. He's going to claim initiative. All right, so let's heal and then shield. Heal 5 damage and then shield Charlton. Yep. Okay, so we've got plenty to choose from here. I think we get rid of the Inferno. All right, let's get rid of Inferno. A little bit different game, this one, than the last one. We're able to actually put some, take control of the ground arena a bit better than last one. So we had to end up entrenching both Plo Koon and all right, both Plo Koon and Han. All right, I think we just heal 6 the base, right? Back at 0 because then we bring Iden out. We can give Iden an entrenched. It will block the ground arena for him. All right, so he's going to play that. So let's put an entrenched on Iden. And then we'll just fell the dragon, the falcon. He's only got 2 cards, but they do have a big smuggle row. He's only got 2 resources. Yeah, we're in pretty good position this game. So we've got Twin Suns firing at our locals tonight. So I have to still put a 80 card deck together. I think I'm going to play, I think I had a list. It was Chewie and Rey. And we'll give that a go. Accept death when you play Vader. Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, so he's asking, should I just, the move is when I play I'm Your Father, most of the time just take the damage. Don't let your opponent, especially if they control, draw cards. Okay. Yep. So I think it's 1-1. Yep. All right, let's update the score for that. All right, so hopefully we get one more game against this guy and we'll see how it pans out. We've had 2 best of 3s. We lost the first in both of them. We won the one against the Anakin, the next 2. Been playing Boss Jabba politics in Twin Suns. That sounds pretty good. I mean, Boss to Jabba to put the bounties out and Boss just to ping away. That would make you quite an enemy. One deck I used to play in last set was Han 2 with the Palp 2. So you could really play out things at a discount or things that would die straight away. And let me tell you, that made you a big target on the board. We don't have any draw or anything like that, but we do have plenty of removal. So let's not mulligan. Let's just keep all our removal here. Or let's keep the Merciless, Power, and yeah. I always keep Entrenched. Entrenched is like one of my favorite cards. It's like so versatile. Let's see what he's going to play. If he might play the normal 3/4 Falcon. No, he doesn't. He's going to play the Guerrilla Soldier. Alright, let's just claim. We'll Merciless next turn. Alright, Long Pike can go away. Alright, let's just Merciless and then heal. Okay, another one. Alright, I guess we're powering now. Unless we draw a Charlton, which would be a clutch draw. Alright, let's get rid of Snoke. Let's just power. Let's see if he's got a third. Alright, let's just claim there. Do we get rid of a No Good to Me Dead? I think we No Good to Me Dead that. We've got plenty of entrenches then. Heal up and let's see how much damage we're going to take from Han. Alright, let's heal. Oh. Always forget that. You have to remember in person that yeah, you play No Glory, you don't get the bonus and that from it. So let's claim. You don't get the enemy defeated because you take it onto your side. I consult the table before placing bounties. Make friends, make enemies. Lots of ambush, yeah. I always, the way I describe it, I make suggestions to my opponents. And, yeah, I suggest alliances, suggest actions and that they should do. All right. Yeah, but it is such a fun format. And you don't have to have the best deck either, which is really cool about Twin Suns. You know, yours isn't the best deck at the table. It's how everything gets sort of negotiated. All right, just kill Han there. Okay, so we've got Snoke. We want to play a Snoke this game. All right, let's get rid of the Fel. Let's try the Snoke approach on this one. We have got our resource row. We've just got a Long Pike this time. Okay, we're going to be able to kill the Kira. Yeah, Twin Suns really just comes down to the last couple of turns. Being able to like pop out like a big redemption just to get you on that lower life total. It's pretty fun. Oh, I think he's given up on this one. Entrenched, yeah. Yeah. Yes, my favorite card. It's just so versatile. The amount I either entrench Iden or I entrench the opponent's Space Sentinels. So there you go. That's 2 best of 3s where we lost the first game. Changed our strategy, put some cards in from the side, and yeah, we're able to sneak out the wins. I don't know if we want. I wanted to play against that Quinnland to see if this deck actually works against Quinnland. Alright, we played a Yoda. We played a Vader red. We played Yoda green, ECL. What is this? Oh, okay. Maybe the Vader. Oh, maybe the Kira. Yes, we got in against the Kira. Hopefully they don't have too many Relentless in their decks. Alright, this is not a great hand, I don't think. It's okay, but like, I'd rather an Inferno or a Pershing. The one downside of the deck is basically no healing. Yeah, that's the problem I find in Twin Suns is that yeah, you need that like burst healing at the end to take the table. Would you like to mulligan? Yes. Or you need to just be in such a commanding position. But then, even if you are, people just gang up on you. So, okay. Don't think we need the Perilous. Maybe if they play a Hybelon and shield it. All right, let's get rid of. All right, let's take a risk. We can always vigilance it. Like the Iden list, I love playing Boss Blue, but have been trying out Cad Blue or Cad Green. Cad just struggles against. Yeah, the way I see Cad, it's a bit more of a tempo deck. Yeah, it's a bit more of a tempo deck than more traditional control. So yeah, it does really well into some matchups, but not great into others. What do I get rid of here? I mean, I do like the Inferno just to get some card draw going, but let's wait and see. All right, let's just claim. It'll be interesting then, no glory on a... Right, we'll keep the takedown on the Super Laser Tech to get the ramp from it. Alright, we'll just pass. Let him hit us. Pass again. See what he plays. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's play out our Charlton then. You probably got a Power of the Dark Side. The other option there would have just been straight Vigilance, but he's starting at 60 cards, so Vigilance is going to be a tough road this match. We don't have... so he's going to hit in here. Let's just heal. He may just barrage here, and if that's the case, we will play I Am Your Father. I think we have to get rid of maybe a Snoke here. Yep, a barrage. There we go. Let's play I Am Your Father. I click on it. There we go. He should just take the damage on it. If he lets me draw, I think it's a mistake. I think that's a mistake. All right, deploy. All right, let's just claim. Get rid of Pershing there. So we can take down or we can power. Maybe we just power because we've got Merciless we can play if we take some other units out. All right, so he passed, so we'll heal. If he passes again, we'll just claim. Yep. Okay, I don't think we need the top target here. I think we can just put him on notice a little bit here. We can just vigilance and mill 6. But unfortunately, he's on that data vault. And we are not pre-boarded for this matchup. So in our second matchup, we would bring in the 2 restocks and the 2 Bazines. Let's just heal. What do we get? We got a Vigilance, which is good. Devastator and Reinforcement Walk and a Super Laser Snoke. So wow. Super Supreme Leader Snoke, not Super Laser Snoke. Pretty good. All right, so we got a Maul. So I think we can just Merciless the Maul. And then just heal up. And pass. Alright, don't think we need Entrenched for this matchup. Might play a Relentless here. If he plays a Relentless, we'll just claim and play Avenger next turn. What we don't want to see is things like Palp's Return, because we do not want to see the Relentless multiple times. Alright, Reinforcement Walker. Kind of wish I'd kept that entrenched now. Alright, so let's... We have no Smuggle, which is unusual. Let's just fell the dragon there. Let's deploy out. Let's hit him for 4. Get him to deal with our leader there. Probably just play a power. That's okay. We'll just put out a Snoke or a Sugi. All right, takedown. The trouble if we place Sugi out, Vigilance could go in to replace it. Let's risk it. All right, a Snoke replaced it. That's okay. All right, he's going to Vigilance us. What do we lose? We lost one of our Vigilances. All right, so let's just claim. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a good matchup for us, match 1, because we are geared the other way. All right, let's resource the tech. Yeah, we do not have... He gets a 10-card start and basically got the same cards. And may even have a restock in the main because he's playing 60. But the game 2... 2 restocks, 2 Bazines, but then he's probably bringing in things like Palp's Return and Relentless, so it's a tough matchup, this one. All right, we cannot let that live, right? All right, let's just take down that one. No glory. Let's take the resource. All right, claim. All right, we won't smuggle these ones in this time. Let's put another Sugi out. I think we've got to keep pressuring him now. We're not going to win if we do the Vigilance. When you're playing a control deck like this, the ideal board state is having like 2 small units constantly attacking, and then getting them to use things like, you know, Merciless and Power of the Dark Side. Alright, claim. It's going to hit us there. Alright, I think we just play the Pershing this time to give us some protection. Let's see what he comes out to play with. We do have a tech for right at the end. Okay, so he's played a takedown. We just play a Snoke. All right, claim. He's down to like 2 cards now. We're just... All right, let's see what we take. That wasn't as good as the other one. He's still got 1 more vigilance. He does it to us as well. So now we're down to 7 cards. Not looking good. Have to hit the Avenger back. Yeah, I think we're out of units now. Yep. We're merciless. Don't think I have anything left. This is it. The Avenger, once he gets rid of this is it. All right, we'll just claim. My cards for this matchup. All right, we lost that one. All right, last game. Let's see who we're going to play against. Let's go back to the Anakin Blue, because that was a Iden Green. ECL. We have a 10 life head start. Let's see if we can finish on a win. I think the deck's all right. What do we lose? You know, we lost to Kira. We lost a game to an Anakin Blue as well in the middle there. No, he does not want to match up. Vader Blue, Vader Colossus. Yeah, so what else do we lose to? The Anakin. There was that other 3-game series as well where we lost the first and won the next 2. Can't remember what that leader was. So yeah, I think the deck is okay. It's just it's a bit tough in this meta to work out, you know, a bit of rock, paper, scissors, what you're going to be mainboarded for. But both the best of 3s we won, so that's normally a good sign. All right, we got anything? No one's going to join us if we create, right? We lost to a Palp double green. Not Palp double... Yeah, double green with Relentless. Okay, Quinnland, that's what we've been wanting to play. To see whether the smuggle package is enough. Okay, I think that's okay. I think we resource tech and the vigilance. And we've got 2 removals and then a decision for him to make. Alright, we'll claim. They kind of lose their Tarkin Town. By doing that, I think we get rid of Merciless here. Alright. Sure. Okay, claim. I think we need the rivals. Yep. Alright, we'll power. Long pike's good because we can pull it out of the row. Alright. Claim. Yep. You can vigilance. We could vigilance and play the Inferno. What do we have in our... We've got a tech. Yeah, I think we just get rid of that. Because if we drop the leader out here, we get hit by Quinnland's ability plus... That costs the same, or like, no, so he can't hit Iden. He plays a Plo Koon. Alright, I think we just kill off Quinnland here. Alright. We play attack, or we could vigilance. Play attack. Alright, we claim. Get rid of a... Yeah. Let's kill Plo Koon. Alright. And just defeat and mill. That's why I stopped playing Boss Blue. Everyone at my local game store called me a villain. I played UW Control when he's played Magic. It's just the deck I like. Yeah, some people... I much prefer control style decks than... I go mid-range or control. So through the evolution of Star Wars, I've played Han Green set 1. Then I swapped to Iden Green. And then I was on Iden Blue the last couple of sets. Alright, we're going to I Am Your Father. It's just like the play style. There's other people that play, all they do is play Sabine. They play aggro every single time. And then there's other ones that, whatever the best meta deck is, whatever deck that people say is number 1, that's the one that they'll play as well. Where I'm always on the fringe. I always have to play decks that no one else is playing. Alright, I think we just take down here. He's going to spark. Yeah, all off meta decks. That's even things like Trench. But that Trench deck, I think for a long day would be for a big tournament. That would be a stretch. So this deck seems to go okay against Quinnland. We seem to have handled everything. We seem to have done some drawing. We've seemed to have smuggled out some cards. Let's heal. Alright, so we've got another Avenger too. Hit his base for 8. Any smuggle? No. Alright, let's just claim. Pass. Right, here's base again for 8. You can have a Pershing. I'll play the other Avenger. So yeah, this deck, I think it's suited against Sabine as well with the extra 35 health. I think it does decent there as well. I think he's done now. Alright, so we finished 6-4. Not our greatest showing. I have to go back to that Asajj green that we went 10-0 with and try it out again. Yeah. What did he say? 3 of them in a row is crazy. Yeah. Threw them all in a row. Alright, we finished the Quinnland off. There we go, 6-4. Deck list is in the description. And yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions out of it. See if there's any sideboard changes that we should make. Let me go back to it. We didn't really get to try our restock Bazine sort of package. That might be worth trying to find some space in here for that. Maybe the tech needs to go out, the Bazine and a restock at least goes in so that we do have at least one chance in our game 1 versus another hard control deck. Anyway, all right, thanks for watching, and I will catch everyone later.